This comes to us from Paige, she, her.
Hello, Paige.
So for a little bit of context, this is going to be pretty long, and unfortunately, you will still be missing some context. You can reach out if you need clarification, and I have a screenshot of the final conversation.
Wow.
I did not reach out. So
thank you for coming correct with receipts, though. Shit.
Thank you. Yeah. So all right.
Damn. This is a legit one.
This is gonna be a legit one, hopefully. I mean, the conversation's not in here, but the screenshot is. I assume we could try and contact them.
Yeah.
But this person also gave us their number, and I'm like, I'm not texting any of our fans.
We could call them like on Dynamic Banter, but
no. Yeah.
No. Okay. Fine. Sounds good.
Yeah. Hello, I have a situation with a friend and I could really use some outside perspective.
No, okay.
I, 22 female, work at a call center. I moved floors and started sitting next to this girl. She can be called Lynn, 25 female. My first impression of her was that she had a very loud and irritating voice, very nasally, and a generally condescending tone, that if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I get that, yeah.
I've known exactly that.
I think we've all known many people like that.
Oh my god.
I'm that person for someone.
Exactly. Yeah, same.
Yeah. And when she started talking, she seemed like the type of person that always needed to one-up you.
No.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt. We had an amazing workplace and everyone is so kind. I figured I should make an effort, especially when I realized that we had so much in common.
Oh no.
This started at the beginning of November 2021. I pushed my initial judgment aside and decided to go watch a midnight showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show with her.
Oh, cool. That's kind of intimate though.
Yeah, it's a little, I mean,
for the first thing.
And if you both enjoy it, whatever.
I guess so, but it's like,
it's a good midnight movie, I guess.
Like people are fucking throwing wieners at each other though with that thing.
I don't know about that.
You don't?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, let's
we'll do it later. Yeah.
Before the show, I went to her apartment because she was making dinner. However, she has a very small apartment with a young Austrian Shepherd and 2 special needs cats.
Oh.
The apartment reeked of cat feces, and there was hair on everything.
Yes, that is what cats are like.
Yeah. The soup and bread she made both from scratch, but there was dog hair baked into the food.
Okay, that's not good.
I almost threw up right then. I still wanted to make an effort to be friends. Now that I had started it, I thought, well, we can just hang out at my house or in public and it'll be fine. We ended up hanging out regularly for the next few weeks. Every single time we hung out, there was a conversation or an action that left me reconsidering the friendship. I let her bring her dog to my house one time because we had both been doing overtime and felt that I knew it was just left in the kennel for the last 12 hours. The dog ended up getting into my portion of food that I made for us, and I don't have anymore. It was my safe food at the time, so I ended up just not eating that night.
What?
I think she had food set over, but that was all the food that she had, so she lost all her food.
That sucks. Jesus, she didn't pay for any more food.
Let's see. The dog was tearing through the house, jumping on things, and the hair was just ridiculous. It took me weeks to get it all out from our blankets and carpets. She did nothing. It seemed like she thought it was cute that her dog was terrorizing my cat, ruining my dinner, and just being a menace. I have a thing with my knee that my doctors believe is EDS or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah. So my knee dislocates, and I often have terrible joint pain in my knees and hands. I told her this, and the first thing she did was launch into a 30-minute long story about all the surgery she had on her knee and how she was so skinny in school and how horrible it was to not be able to play sports anymore. From my point of view, she still got help, and it felt like she was just trying to turn my legitimate medical problem into a competition. I mean, that is kind of what it is, I feel like.
That is kind of what I know exactly her type, too.
Yeah.
She's the bitch in high school that has the knee brace.
Oh, and then,
Yeah. You have one of those? We had like 6 of them.
I think I might have 1 or 2. I don't remember.
They'd fucking walk around with a knee brace and they would complain about not being able to do baseball.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. I'm just trying not to kill myself. Please stop talking to me.
God, okay.
Yeah.
All right. My family was severely poor for the majority of my life, and my parents never bothered or cared to take me to the doctor about these things. Another time we had a conversation about money. After I told her my parents had never supported me financially from the time I moved out, she said, "Oh, my parents paid for the repairs on my car only because I just paid rent, and I'm so broke." Then I said, "Yeah, I get it. It's nice that they're able to help you out." And a response I got, "Yeah, we were poor, but we were never as poor as you." And then she laughed her ass off. I started feeling angry and annoyed every single time we hung out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Excuse you?
God.
What the hell?
She constantly told me she was so broke, so she was getting a draw on her 401k. And then in the same conversation, started talking about how she was getting a tattoo and it would be like $300 to $400, in addition to about $700 in online shopping between Amazon, Etsy, and clothes. I was really annoyed, mostly because I get irritated when people complain about the problem they created by this, and even asked why she would still do that if she didn't have money. She said she already paid the deposit. This is barely scratching the surface of all the instances that led me to ending this friendship. I know it's not my place to judge her, and I feel really guilty, but I explained a couple situations where something affected me and how it made me feel, and that I was not going to continue the friendship. She then started telling me I was making her feel worse for things, and that she already knew that there were problems that she had, and that I was being really harsh on her. Again, I was as kind and as gentle as I could be while still being honest. She kept pressuring me to give her another chance because she was going through a lot right now.
She's going through a lot right now?
Quote unquote, she's going through a lot.
Your fucking knee pops out and you have joint pain.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And this person's spending $700 on Amazon and Etsy.
Which you can stop doing that. You don't need to. There's no deposit for Amazon and Etsy, dude.
Yeah. She kept pressuring me to give her another. She kept another chance. It kind of felt like she was trying to guilt trip and manipulate me into being her friend, even though she's aware of these issues and makes no effort to be a better person.
Yes.
I stuck firm on my boundary and have not spoken to her since, but I still wonder if I'm just being too judgmental or of her or of these avowed concerns. I will say, I think in the first half...
This is the problem. And I think all of what you did was okay.
Yeah, I think you were okay. I think...
this is what the situation was.
Mm-hmm.
You were her only friend.
Mm.
And now also, you did not like her throughout the friendship.
Yeah.
Because she is unlikable. She is not a likable person.
I think the only thing I could be kind of... I mean, I get
it's like the dog hair and the cat hair, maybe.
But then
that's a personal preference.
Yeah, I think that's a personal preference.
That's
and
fine.
I will say, I think there is a limit for everybody of like... Maybe there's probably something going on if the house smells like cat pee. Like, we have 2 cats, you know? Fucking...
Well, think about taking care of a dog and 2 special need cats by yourself.
I think that's pretty difficult.
I wouldn't judge somebody if their house looked and smelled like shit, because I would know that that's fucking hard.
Yeah, and I will say it's weird that the dog hair was baked into the food. I think that's probably
pretty bad.
That's probably bad.
That's bad, and I think
you're right on that.
You're right on that. You're right on being grossed out when you got to her house and, you know, she had a lot of animals.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know, that's just how you feel. That's not, you know, we're not going to invalidate you about that.
Yeah, and then I will say it's kind of fucked up that, like...
She just, like, let her dog run around and terrorize your cat.
Yeah.
And she didn't pay for your food.
Yeah.
That's fucking selfish.
That's very fucking selfish. Like, I mean...
She's just an obtuse, selfish weirdo. She's obtuse. She doesn't know how to fucking deal with situations. I don't know. I'm ready for the neurodivergent crowd to come in and say maybe she's autistic. Maybe she is, but like she still needs to learn to be nice to people.
I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I think it's the one-upping type shit's kind of is definitely shitty. And like, I mean, I don't know. I think there's fucking my phone keeps falling.
That
I don't know.
How does that keep happening?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I just keep leaning it like this. But
then put it down.
All right. But no, yeah, I think I don't think you're like too judgmental. Overall, I think you pretty much made the right decision.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for the other person because they probably just don't have like
social
skills. But I guess it's also not your place to be the one to be like,
no.
Yeah.
No.
Especially if you tried to explain as nicely as you could all the reasons, and there was a lot of and then if you felt like you were being guilt tripped into being friends, that's pretty bad.
That's the point, I think, where it's like, all right, yeah, no.
Yeah, you gotta bounce. So
I think it's okay for people to not like somebody for whatever reason why, and to say, hey, not friends anymore.
Yeah, you should be able to do that.
Just because you make friends with somebody one time doesn't mean that, like...
You're friends forever.
No. Even if you just fucking don't like them. It's really harsh, and it fucking sucks, because it sucks to hear that. But like, I don't know, to walk around and people make it apparently obvious that they don't like you as a person, but you're forced to pretend to like everyone. No, I don't agree with that shit because it's polite or whatever. No, I don't like you. The more I grow older, the more I'm like, I got 3 friends. I don't need it anymore. If I meet a new person and they end up being my friend, that's great. But like, if I meet a new person and I end up not liking them, I don't have to talk to them.
Yeah, so I get that.
I just fuck it. I got a limited amount of time on this earth. I'm not going to spend it.
You're not going to waste it, on people that aren't going to treat you or you're not vibing with,
Laugh at me for being poor.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. That's
No,
not great.
I'm not going to be forced to be in that situation. I think that shit is dumb.
Yeah.
No.
So
it's okay to not like people. I think there are a lot of people out there that are worth not liking. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly fine.
I think you're fine not liking this person. And I will say that, they did. I think they did more than enough to not. If you're not vibing with them, it doesn't seem like I would vibe with them that much,
dude.
So
can I tell my work story about my work friend who?
Yeah.
The shit. It's a little graphic, but it's fucking funny to me now.
Yeah.
I had this work friend who she was like. She ended up being like a manager's assistant or something, but she was my friend because she was like, hey, come over here, blah, blah, blah. Let's eat lunch together. And she on my first day. And so we ended up being friends and talking a lot. And she ended up like we went out to eat together afterwards and stuff. And then one day she asks me for a pad because she was like, oh, my period started. I don't have a pad. And I don't use pads. I use tampons. So I was like, oh, yeah, I don't have a pad. I have a tampon. She was like, really? And I was like, yes. So she was like, all right, fine. I'll take that, whatever. And so then I give her my tampon and I go about my work and then work ends and I go home and I'm chilling with my other friend on my couch and it's 2 a.m. and she texts me and she says, I don't know how you use tampons, but it's probably easier for you anyway because of how loose you are.
I remember that. Yeah. Holy shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was like, this fucking bitch just said I had a loose pussy? I was like, what? And then I was like, yeah, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah. So moral of the story, cut that shit off.
Holy shit. Then I was like, yeah, no, we're not friends anymore. And then she was like, no, what? I was just a joke. Oh my God. What
just
the
a prank,
fuck?
bro.
I was like, no, you just called me like, A, that's not how pussies work. B, that's not how tampons work. C, you just tried to call me a whore.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, listen, honestly, whore solidarity. There's no problem with being a whore, but you tried to socially check me for helping you.
Yeah, literally.
What is wrong with you? And I think that was the first time I've ever stood up in a female friendship because shit like this happens a lot. I feel like we don't really talk about this shit. We're like fucking.
I don't know. It's kind of like, like giving those little digs of
just weird, internalized misogyny where like fucking one friendship is like, I have to be the better woman when it doesn't help anybody at all. And they have to like dig into the other person. And I was a fat kid. I had friends that would like make fun of me being fat, or like mention my weight. And it just doesn't fucking.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's fucking, not. God.
Honestly, you should have society check you at that point by not having friends.
Yeah.
If you do that
That's
shit.
the real societal check that should exist.
Yeah. And I did that back to my work friend who fucking said I had a loose pussy. Jesus Christ. Yeah. And then she fucking, I think 2 days later or whatever, she texted me. She was like, I want to talk. And I was like, okay. So then we ended up spending a 15-minute break where she was like, so I think you took what I said like the wrong way or whatever. And I was like, no, you said I had a loose pussy.
Yeah, literally.
And she was like, well, I didn't know like that's just how she tried to say like, that's just how she
speak.
No, she's trying to say that's how she thought vaginas worked.
Bro, what?
And I was like, dude, you have one.
You should know by now.
You should know by now.
I'm sorry that the Florida education system failed you, but like,
she was like older than me. She was like 26, and I was like, like 21, 22. And I was like, no, you should know. That's not my fault that you don't know. You still said that I had a loose pussy, and then she started crying. I couldn't. I felt like such an. That's one of those moments. That's something I could write into this podcast where I'm like, am I the asshole for this?
But then no, you're not the asshole. No. Yeah, that's a shitty person being shitty to you.
He's being a piece of shit. And then she made like our other friends like come up to me and ask me to be friends with her again.
Oh God.
And I was like, no, you're weird.
Piss off. Yeah, no.
You're a weirdo.
God.
Fuck. You're a weird person. Yeah.
So not the asshole.
Not
I think
the asshole.
That's the point.
Not the asshole. Sometimes people are just fucking weirdos. And it's okay to not vibe with them, especially if they do shit to you, like laugh at you because you're poor.
Yeah, no, fuck that person.
Which this person also kind of did. Like she came over to my house, which was the crack house, and was like, "This house is terrible." It was, but like you don't say that to the people who live there.
Yeah, no.
But like, thanks, I can't do anything about it. Awesome, great. Now I know that you hate my house.
Yeah,
sounds good. I live here. What do you want?
God.
Yeah, some people are just fucking obtuse and think they can say whatever they want and they can't.
Yeah.
Maybe she's autistic, which changes things a little bit.
But then, I mean, I still don't think you're not that much of an asshole.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Solved it.